What's up, and welcome back to Cleats to Whistle podcast. I am Brad Valdez.
I am Kevin Watson.
Man, this is our Derby episode. Man, Evan, you walked into this one, man. You walked into this. This is where we can have some good. We're in the home studio, man. But just go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Yeah. So Evan Yongue, linebackers coach at DeSales, from Ashland, Kentucky. Played football at Morehead State and at the college level. Just moved here from Ashland.
Okay, man. So, yeah, man, go follow him. I will actually put your Twitter down here, man, so just so you can get the coaches from the area to start following you, man. It's hot here. We're in a home studio, and it is hot, huh, Coach?
Yeah, it's scorching. We got the fans going.
Yeah, if you can hear the fans.
Big guys get hotter pretty quick.
I don't have the big guy towel. I should have grabbed that real quick, man. But what we want to do is shout out, man, our sponsors, man, for this video.
Yeah, this episode is sponsored by Larry Nevitt and All Good Marketing and Apparel.
Yes, man.
Two very important guys in the growth of our podcast.
Yes, and we appreciate you, whatever you're doing. I'm actually wearing a shirt that All Good actually made. So if you need any apparel or if you're in the thing of marketing, man, hit up All Good, man.
Jeff, we'll put his Twitter on here too. Jeff's a great guy.
Yes, and I want to shout out real quick. Sorry, Coach, I know we got to get this stuff in though, man. But we want to shout out our new subscribers as well, man. Yeah, it's we're growing. Slowly but surely.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race.
There we go, man. The tortoise.
We're gonna get our goal. We're gonna get our goal by the end of the year. 500 is our goal.
Yeah, our
we're
20.
About, a little over halfway there.
Yeah, what 285 right now.
Okay. Well,
so yeah, man, this is a shout out to our new subscribers, man, and we're building it slow, but it's organic. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, is bringing that organic. People that want to roll with you. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen a lot. It's growing big time for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, but and then. That's it, man. We're just gonna get into this podcast, man. Let's go.
We're gonna make our drinks now.
Yeah. You know what? This is
Derby week.
Derby week, baby. Derby week. Let's go ahead, and I'm making the Dirty Roses.
I'm making the Dirty Watson.
Let's go, the Dirty Watson. So actually, Coach, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
What I got here is I got a little Crown Royal Blackberry.
Yeah, and this is not sponsored or anything by these guys. So.
No, but we will be glad to take your sponsorship. This is actually my favorite drink by itself, so I'm going to go about half and half here.
Here we go.
And the second half is rum chata. So if you've never had this is going to taste like a piece of blackberry pie.
Let's go.
And it's really good. We're actually on our third one, Coach.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Wait for me to get off work.
Yeah. and Coach said that he didn't have any stirs, but I told him I was born with 10 of them.
There we go, man.
So that's what it looks like right there. And it's.
Take a sip.
Good.
Let's go. Okay,
that's the Dirty Watson. If you want the recipe, I'll be glad to hook you up.
There you go. And I got the Dirty Roses. The only reason why I say we gotta have like Derby theme. You know what I mean? Yours is kind of personal. You know what I'm saying? But mine is Jack Daniels. Right here. This is a young man's drink, man.
No, that is not a young man. Jack Daniels is an old man drink. Look at that. You going half and half?
I'm going half and half. Old man.
Bring it on.
He's like, man, what did I get
myself
into? Coach Jackson told me about these guys, but he did not tell me about this stuff.
And this is the way it is. This is why it's Dirty Roses, man.
Big red and
the big
Jack
red. Because look at that, man. Look at that. That's their Dirty Rose, man. You know why I call it the Dirty Rose? Because it's always raining on Derby Day.
That's what I was thinking.
That is true.
That's true, huh?
I thought about that today for sure.
Yeah, man.
A couple years it snowed.
What?
Yes, it has snowed on Derby Day several times.
Oh my God! You got to be kidding. When was that? That's got to be years.
Yeah, fact check me if you don't believe me.
Okay, and actually, I'll put the years that it snowed.
Put the years on there. I remember. Do it. I'm not saying a foot of snow, but it snowed.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes.
So Evan, man, with you being from Kentucky, man, you know what I mean? He's from the Ashland area.
Ashland, Kentucky, where legends are made.
Where legends are made, man. You're from, what's that? The east side?
Eastern Kentucky.
Eastern Kentucky,
in
man.
The tri-state area, so Ohio and West Virginia.
That is a football hotbed.
Oh my goodness gracious!
There are some great programs down there. I don't want to name them because I would do a disservice if I missed one, but multiple state championships in that area.
Yeah, and you played for who?
Ashland.
Ashland
Blazer.
Yep.
I mean, 13 state championships. Is that what you
13.
said? There you go.
Hey, there you go, man. But you know what? While I'm taking a sip, man, go ahead and shout out your mentors, man, that brought you up in this game, man.
So that was the biggest reason I got into coaching was the mentors. Played under Leon Hart, who coached at EKU and Elon. He was a big mentor. Chad Taggett, who's the current head coach at Ashland.
Great guy.
That was my biggest mentor growing up.
That's a pretty good one.
Worked out with him all the time. He took me under his wing. He really helped me get to Morehead State. He played there as well. As soon as I got out of college, he brought me on staff whenever Tony Lowe was the head coach. And I was his right-hand man with defensively. I was up in the box. Just learned everything from him. Zach Moore, when I was at Morehead State, he was the DC there. And we got our entire linebacker group extremely close with him. And just the way he talked schematics and playing linebacker position just taught me so much at the next level. Was able to be a grad assistant with him, breaking down the film, analytic work, just grew my football knowledge tremendously.
Yeah, man. So that's what it's about, man. Is learning under those guys. I'm from Michigan, so I learned from those cats up there. But man, just the knowledge that the older cats can give you.
Well, and being in the booth is a totally different experience. I always love being in the booth. Number one, you're dry, you're cool, you're warm when it's raining. You know what I'm saying? But it's a totally different game sitting in the booth. You learn so much sitting up there watching the game from afar.
Well, you can see everything.
Oh, you can see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a great place to learn. All young coaches, that's a great place to learn the football game.
But a lot of the coaches, you know what I mean, they want to be down on the field. You know what I mean? So
they want to be in the middle of it.
They want to be in the middle of it, you know what I mean? But to get that knowledge, you know, we went to the GLFCA game in December, and you could, you know what I mean, you could see everything, you know what I mean? Them playing too high man on, you know what I mean? You could see everything. So with that being said, man, you grew up in Kentucky, man. You played under great coaches. But what was your experience, you know, in the high school? You know what I mean? Were you the leader of the team?
No. So growing up, well, I was a part of it, but we had so many guys that were bought in. Growing up in Ashland, Eastern Kentucky football, mountain football, whatever you want to call it, it was just when you're growing up, Friday nights, that's what we're looking forward to. In every sport, we pushed multiple sport athletes, or they did whenever I was growing up. Just every single day you're looking forward to after school, lifting weights, getting ready for the next season. I remember losing a playoff game. Everybody was in the weight room the next day, getting ready for the next season.
Mountain football is I never had the opportunity to play against Ashland and those guys, but we played against Johnson Central. And those dudes, I mean, you see the movies where they shut the town down? That is not an exaggeration. Those places, if you're not going to the football game, you're like a loser. You're like an outcast. They're like, what's wrong with you?
Really?
I mean, we need to get out. We need to get to East and watch a game.
Yeah, I do, because I miss that. You know what I mean? Because I'm from a little community, man. 26,000 people, Adrian, Michigan, and maybe 22,000 people
that's
now.
way too many for Eastern Kentucky.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's everybody. They're, 10 – maybe some games had 10,000.
Yeah. So our cross river rival was Ironton, and they would sell out Putnam Stadium, and that was a big deal. People standing up on the sides. Putnam. So if you haven't seen it, Putnam Stadium is kind of like a horseshoe. It's really neat. I say one of the best stadiums in Kentucky
for a high school football game.
Yeah. We would play Johnson Central as well.
Oh, yeah.
That game would sell out. It's big time.
Wow.
Mountain football is different. If you don't know, you don't know.
Well, and exactly, I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. When Evan texted me, you know what I mean? When you DM me, and I was like, man, I want to know everything about that, you know?
Yeah, so growing up, we had JFL. We started out playing the different teams around the area, and then we went more towards like a white, maroon, gray, black, like playing our own teams, and then playing some other area teams. So we're running the high school's offense and defense growing up.
So that's all youth ball.
Yeah, the great system growing up. Middle school was the same way, just a feeder program from the time that you start playing football.
You know where you're going to high school.
Tomcat football.
You live in that county, you're going to that school.
So walking around into the stadium, or when you're getting ready to walk, we have the stairs. That's our big tradition. And we have the catwalk, which is on Elm Street. We walk around and walk through the crowd, then down the stands.
Let's go.
It's very intimidating to an outsiders. It's very intimidating.
So looking up, I want to be that one day. And then it's all built up. No one's allowed to go down the stairs until you're in high school playing varsity. So the biggest thing is whenever I get there, I want to be the best that I can be.
Good co-host right there.
Yeah. Lineman love right there.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's different because growing up in the area, there's not too much going on. So you want to be the best you can in sports.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
football is life.
Well,
I mean, it really is.
But that brings on pressure. You know what I mean? As you as a student athlete, and then you as a football player at that area. You know what I mean?
Friday Night Lights where Bubba or whatever his name was, everybody in the town knew who he was, and I mean it really is like that. That's really not far off of the way it is out in the mountains. It's great.
So how did you deal with that stress? Being a younger guy, you know what I mean? Expectations is, you know what I mean, 13 state champs, man. Your expectation is state champ every year.
Every year.
So how'd you deal with that as a student athlete, and just take us through that.
So there was a lot of pressure, like you said, and on top of the other sports, you're trying to balance everything out. And everyone knows you in the classroom. The teachers know you. So as soon as you slip up in the classroom or do something you're not supposed to, grades might slip, have a poor test. Mm-hmm. They're sitting there calling the football office middle of the class. Evan Young's doing this, or another player on the team. Come take care of it real quick.
So you'd be in the field running.
Absolutely. Yeah. We call it Dawn Patrol Breakfast Club. So we're there.
There you go.
I mean, you're like rock stars. Everybody knows who the football players are. Everybody does.
That was one of the biggest things is in that area. When I get there, my face is going to be on from the game. What is it?
The program.
The program. Yeah. The program. Every time, got the face there. I want to be the spotlight. I want to shine out. And after the game, I want to be the one that's interviewed by Dickie Martin and Dirk. So that was a big thing. I knew I balled out whenever I got interviewed after the game.
Yeah. And
so how did you handle that? I mean, that's pressure for a 16-year-old.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like the expectation we already talked about.
I mean, were you ready? Were you prepared for that, or did they have to prepare you for that? I mean, I know Coach was great at getting you guys ready for the playoffs. Everything builds up to the playoffs, but you can't get ready for that as a 14, 15, 16-year-old.
It was something that you almost overlooked growing up like that, and I definitely struggled with the pressure and speaking. Not nearly as good as I was now, but it's just kind of baptized by fire almost, and just thrown into it.
Sometimes you just got to trial by fire, like you said.
Absolutely.
You got to mess up. I mean, and you're on your own.
The number you wear. You know what I mean? You wore. Did that have a meaning?
So, Marshall Falk was my favorite player growing up. So I wore 28 in high school, and then 32. I just picked 32 for Edrin James. Because 28 was taken, but I wore that in college and actually middle school because 28 was taken.
That's two pretty good.
Yeah, but I saw 32 was open at Moorhead. I was like, that's mine.
Well, that's crazy because you're a linebacker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're offensive side of the ball. You know what I mean? You're mental. You know what I mean?
But your favorite players are your favorite players. I mean.
Yeah, exactly. But it's crazy that he didn't say like Urlacher.
So were you a Rams fan, Colts fan?
I've been a Rams fan since
Rams.
02.
Only Rams? Okay.
Only Rams, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, Rams fan.
Went through a lot of rough years there for a while.
But you had some few.
Quite a few good ones. And sorry we put y'all out. That was Arizona we put out. I'm a Steelers fan, so we won't get into that.
Yeah.
Lions took us out.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Two great. I mean, Edrin James and Mark. I mean, come on.
Well, I thought I was going to be a superstar running back.
Right. Every kid's a running back when they're in the backyard.
I thought I was going to be a superstar running back, getting countered 34 times a game.
Look at that.
That's why him and Jackson get along.
He just wants to rock.
That's why. That's right.
Give me the rock, man.
Coach Jackson, you got to get this guy on the offensive side, man.
Yeah, man. But do you have aspirations to flip and go to the offensive side?
No. So I'm definitely more defensive minded now. So when I was playing linebacker, it helped me a lot understanding offensively and the offensive schemes. breaking down, and when we're in film, that's the thing that's overlooked at the next level is how much film you go through throughout the off season, preseason. It's practice, but you're in the film room majority of the time with the guys, watching what inside zone looks like, watching what split zone, counter, what are my keys, what am I doing. So you really get a great look for offensively. They're going to combo, then they're going to work up to the backer.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're going to attack the 3 technique. Everybody looks for the 3 technique.
Yep.
So what do? You move the 3 technique around.
Yep. So offensively, I would help with at Ashland, like understanding and learning. So I'll go back to this really quick. So when Coach Love hired me, he said, "I want to do this because I know you're going to be, you aspire to be a head coach, and you have a great mind for it. You're going to start out with the line. You're going to coach linemen." So I understood the schematics of the line and how their progressions, how they worked up, and start from there. So I have an understanding of all positions.
As a defensive coach, if you can understand the offensive line schemes and what they're trying to do, it's gravy. It's
absolutely.
Easy.
Yep.
It's easy. It's all downhill.
Yeah. Okay, since this is the Derby episode, if you guys are still watching this, man, who is your pick for the Derby? Who's the Derby winner?
I got it narrowed down to about 3. I have to get back to you on that.
I'm going to tell you mine right now.
Go ahead.
Okay. Mine is Just a Touch. Okay. And Catching Freedom. Those are my 2. Those are my 2 I put money on.
Those are pretty big long shots, right?
Yeah. Well, I think one's 10-1 and then one's 8-1.
Box them up.
That's what I'm thinking about doing. But
I'm not going to tell you mine because mine are a lot more money than that.
I agree with him. I'm going to do the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you watch horse racing?
I do, but I mean not. I do it every year for the Derby.
Yeah.
It's a newer thing to me moving in from Ashland to Louisville. It's a lot bigger than what I expected. But it's a lifestyle.
So back to Ashland, is that your goal in life to maybe get back to Ashland, be a head coach, or
no?
You like it here?
I'm back here. Yep.
Okay.
I love it here. So I played with a bunch of guys that went to St. X, Trinity, Eastern, those schools, and so the friends are here, and I wanted to move here for the opportunities.
Well,
there's always head coaching opportunities here in the city.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. You might have to start from the bottom.
You may have to start at the bottom and work your way up.
But
hey, Coach Jackson, he's not no spring chicken.
He's not no spring chicken, man.
Just putting it out there, Coach. I'm sorry. I love you. You know I do, but he's not a spring chicken anymore.
No.
I mean, work a couple, 3 years with him, and
we'll see.
Well, with you, you know what I mean. You said you came in, to Louisville. Since last season you were with St. X.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Talk about that experience a little bit.
So it all started whenever I was at University of Louisville spring practice last season. And one of my former coaches, he works with the defensive backs, now with the linebackers this year. But I wanted to go say hey to him and watch a practice. And Coach Bruner, the defensive coordinator at St. X, he was there. So I went over there, kind of networked a little
Bart
bit.
Bruner.
Yep, Bart Bruner.
Great.
He's phenomenal.
He's
phenomenal.
He's crazy.
So I talked to him about ball. Wanted to pick his brain a little bit. And then about a month later asked if I was interested in coming to practice and helping out, just almost like an internship, really not a full position, but I just kind of stuck around and stayed, and then was able to help out with analytical work and up in the box and breaking down film.
That's a pretty damn good place to intern.
Okay,
I mean,
but what was the question that you asked that you wanted to pick his brain about?
So I wanted to know how they ran their odd front, the kind of movements that they had, and the scheme with the 2-gap, kind of with because they were heads up, sometimes on a 4-eye. So I had the questions on what kind of pressure, how they did it out of the odd front, because I was always an even front guy. So I'm used to the 3-tech, 2-tech, 2-eye. I mainly do a 2-eye. But
so they
the
were
2-5s,
a 0 and 2 3s, or
Yep.
And Coach Bruner's a pretty damn good brain to pick.
Yep. So they weren't 2 3s; they were 4s or 4-eyes. It would just depend.
Okay.
on
So they were a little
4-eyes.
wider.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We had the cast to do that.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's what I said.
St. X, you got dudes. So it's really easy to.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got 5 linebackers.
Absolutely.
They've got 3 stud defensive linemen. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah, it made it life simple for the linebackers at times. Just reading, because you're knowing that you're going to get your up front. It's going to take care of guys trying to climb up.
So you're running not without giving away your scheme this year. Y'all running the odd front.
we're not running odd front. We talked about we would love to.
Yeah,
but
I'm a 4-2-5 guy, so.
Oh yeah, so we ran that in at Moorhead.
Yeah.
With the nickel back.
It's just so versatile.
Absolutely.
You can do anything you want.
You got to have a strong 2-line up front.
Got to have some dudes.
Yep.
Got to have some dudes, man.
DeSales got some dudes.
Yeah, absolutely. Brandon
They're
Williams.
not as deep as St. X, but they got some
We
dudes.
have some cats that can
That's
play.
right. Yeah.
Been talking to several of them, just the way that they talk about it. Brandon Williams is one of my linebackers, and he can play. His IQ. We were talking about being in a 50 versus bumping in a little bit when the back's offset, the weak side. We're going to widen out a little bit for a loose 50 just to get a better angle. He's to my side. Squeeze it in a little bit.
Let's go.
He's talking my language.
Yeah, Coach is over there like, yes. So this is the Derby episode, man. So we got to talk Derby, okay?
Okay.
What would you name your Derby horse?
Me?
Yes.
Wow.
What would you name it?
Whoa.
Dirty Watson?
Dirty Watson's a great name. That's actually my brother's nickname. He's always been dirty, and I always have been a little dirty. Even though I'm a foot taller than him, I've always been a little dirty. But Dirty Watson,
That would be your Derby. Yeah. What would be your Derby horse, man? Mine would be Just a Tip.
Wow. This is NC-17, Coach.
That is what I said. We're good. This is the Derby episode, man. We're drinking. We're having a good time.
Something with football, I think.
It was either Just a Tip or Brutus because I'm an Ohio State fan. You know what I mean? That would be
okay.
That would be my go-to. But Just a Tip would. Well, that's what I said. Just a touch. What's the difference?
It's a big difference.
Just taking it there.
Big difference. What about you?
I don't know. It's like trying to think
a great
of
question,
a scheme or a stunt trying to go on. It's like
That would
You could call it odd front.
Stunting on 'em.
Odd front.
odd front. Yeah.
Stunting on them.
Stunting. Oh.
Stunting on 'em.
So what would be your defensive call?
Slanting and stunting, baby.
Slanting and stunting. Let's go, man.
Twisting and stunting. I mean, you guys, golly. Wow.
I don't know. Outside zone. That would be my if I was.
with a pin and pull.
Pin and pull.
Oh, pin and pull. Damn, that was a good one. I didn't even think about it. The pin and pull. That'd be my name.
Blitz. I mean, you could.
Oh, you got to go Cobra to the boundary.
Cobra
with
to
the corner blitz. Yeah.
That would be a
Damn,
great name for us.
Cobra. Ours
boundary.
was Chicago. Ours was Chicago. So boundary from the blitz, or boundary blitz.
I can't tell you what ours was because my stuff's probably still active, so I don't want to give away too much.
So yes, comment down below. What would you name your Derby horse?
That's a great.
I should have answered. We should have started that with that, man. God damn, I should have started it, man.
That's great,
man. That was a good one. But comment down below. What would you name your Derby horse? Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to this. Man, we got Evan on here, new to the Louisville area. So if you can, make sure you follow him on Twitter.
I've been following him. We've started following each other. He's a good follow because he's all about these sales, all about the kids. I mean, it's great to see. Yeah. Great to see a young guy step in. That's
what I'm saying. We've talked before about young coaches coming into the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of them want to come in and just be a DC, OC, and you know what I mean? I want to get the head coaching spot. But you got to take your lumps, man.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the biggest thing. You know, I was fortunate to be at Ashland and get a head coaching position there for baseball, but, wanted to – Ashland's just where I grew up. I kind of wanted to get a better opportunity with football, something I'm more familiar with. Man, great opportunities have been flying. I'm at DeSales. Coach Jackson's first question to me was, do you want to be a head coach one day? I said, absolutely. And he says, well, I'm going to take you under my wing and guide you through that process. So right now, we text back and forth all the time, talking about schemes and, what would you do versus this? This is what I'm going to do with my linebackers. Sending Coach Casey on Twitter, sending clips of that. So he's a great guy to talk to.
Hey, Football Toolbox on Twitter is another great follow.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, but listen, Coach Jackson is a class act, and if you want to learn football from somebody, that's the dude. I've got 3 or 4 guys that I would love to work for, and he's one of them.
Yeah. So where I tweet a bunch about the guys, even when I was coaching, it's called Indy Select. I was working with guys from St. X, and when I was at DeSales, I was still working with them and still putting their name out there to colleges, and because I'm all about Coach Taggett helped me big time, so I want to give back that way. I was a guy that was on the edge, if I could play that level of football or not.
Yeah.
And he and Coach Hart would call almost every day and put my name out there. So I want to do the same for those guys.
And there's no shame not playing D1.
Nope.
There's so many quality, great D2, D3,
Absolutely.
junior college. I mean,
that's the next level.
It's crazy.
It's all dudes.
Jerry Rice played for.
Yeah, exactly.
What was it? Fort Valley State. What was it?
Yeah, I can't remember right now.
Nobody ever heard of that.
Yeah,
They found
exactly.
him. I mean, he's the GOAT. So just because you don't make a D1, that's not the end of the world.
I think people have to consider the discipline that it takes at the next level because it's a job. I mean, you've got 8 a.m. classes. After that, quick lunch. Then you're going over for get taped to get ready for your meeting, special teams, team meeting.
Film, study hall.
Film, then you're up on the field. Now you've got study hall.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
a
get
12
5
or
hours
16-hour
every-
day.
Yeah.
The days of sleeping to 11 or 12 o'clock are long gone.
Well, with that, man, you know what I mean? How do you get away from the game, man? You got to have some hobbies. You got to, you know what I mean? Release from that, man. How do you do that?
So I either golf or I'll come home and play some golf on the PS5.
There you go.
Madden.
2K?
I don't play 2K. I'm trash at 2K.
Really?
Yeah.
No, the golf.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
The PGA.
Yeah, 2K.
Okay, yeah.
I love it.
I need to add you,
I'm
man.
on the my character right now.
Yeah.
Trying to get him there.
Damn it. I need to add you, man. Make sure you write down your
So
shit.
I need to break down by PS5.
You need to, man. Because 2K, we can play 2K golf with each other on Xbox. Yeah.
I'm thinking I need a PS5.
Oh, get one. I'm telling you, man. Just get one. I'm a
what you
PS5
got?
guy.
Is that what you got?
What about
I was
you?
an Xbox guy, but then I went to PS5.
See?
After all the years of trash talking to my friends about them being PS5 guys. So
See, I got Xbox too. So
I was Xbox.
So that just get away. Are you know what I mean? You're a young guy, man.
So I'm engaged and getting married in October.
Nice, bro. Congratulations, man.
So it's on our bye week actually, and when we're doing it, I didn't plan it that way, but it just so happened
no,
because
you did deep down
He
inside. You
said,
knew when
yeah,
the
he
bye week
said-
was.
I didn't even know before I got the position. So football guys were
but
watching over.
you are getting married in October though.
I know.
That's kind of like
lot of-
shame on you if you.
That's what I know.
Hey, hope
And
he's
my-
getting ready for.
when
the
did you
big
get
game.
married?
I got married in June.
You know. I'm gonna tell you something. I got married Thanksgiving weekend in 1998. Okay, that was you. Do you know? I don't. You don't. You probably don't. I'm a huge Ohio State fan. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm huge. Okay. That's when they played Michigan. So I actually got married on the Ohio State Michigan game.
See, when I got married before I was coaching.
Did you?
Yeah. 99.
So you got away with it.
I didn't start coaching until 08. 06 or 8. I can't even remember. It's been so long ago. Yeah. I wasn't coaching when I got married.
Oh, okay. So you escaped it. So you didn't get the you didn't get the like. What are you doing?
But my anniversary is not during football season.
See, okay, I got you.
We can push it back. Got Thanksgiving break. We got
right.
some stuff.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can scheme around it.
yeah.
So what are your
Man, this is
realistic-
phenomenal
great,
episode,
great.
man.
I mean,
Derby
this guy's
episode,
great.
man. We're just kicking it, man. Just being boys, man.
So
That's
what
it.
are you're a new coach here in the area. What are your realistic goals for your team coming up this year? I mean, you guys have got a lot coming back. You lost a lot, but you got a lot coming back. I mean, it's kind of a good mix of what you got coming back.
They got a
So
very
what were
good
you
team
guys
coming back.
last year?
9-3, I believe.
9-3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's guys' first year. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Since they were 0-11 years.
Yeah,
I got a lot of phone calls about that deal. So, but seriously, 9-3. I mean, what's the expectation? Is it 10 games?
10 games, I think, is the expectation every year for a program.
for you, or is it for the program?
Program and for myself. As
I know
well.
Coach Jackson's not a real. He doesn't really like to talk a lot and put stuff out there. But in the back of your mind, you've got to. If you go 10-3, that's 13 games. You're playing in the regional championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty darn good goal. And I think from what they had last year to this year, why not?
We do have the weapons for it, absolutely.
On the offensive side of the ball, you guys can score
Yes.
No
Now,
average.
losing Peyton's going to be huge.
No, that is.
But
you got Parker still there,
that's
right?
right.
You still got Parker there. You still got the kid, 6'6" kid, D lineman.
Yep.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah,
so you have the pieces to work with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Now, with you being a linebacker coach, are you you know what I mean, trying to, get in and really communicate with that side of the ball, that's with the staff?
Is Coach letting you just kind of run with the linebackers? Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
great.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my group, and I talked with Coach Brown about, what we're doing for that day, and he said, you're here for a reason. I trust you, what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. You got the linebackers, and just meet us up in team when we're ready to go.
Yeah, 'cause that's why I want to talk about the staff there on that defensive side, man. You guys are gelled, man. You guys, you've only been there, what?
Since January.
So
through the off-season workouts, and then just started spring ball last week.
Yeah, having those guys during the offseason makes a world of difference. Yeah. That's when you get to know your kids. When you see them work and sweat and bleed in the weight room and on the track, I mean, that's when you get to know your kids.
I'm a big believer of building a culture in the weight room. Yeah. That's where it all starts.
Damn,
that's
man.
Where everyone.
And that weight room, no offense to these sales, but that weight room ain't the best. I mean, it's a tiny weight room, and you wouldn't believe what they get done in that weight room. It's unbelievable what they get done.
Well, but that's on the coaches, though. You know what I mean? That's totally on Jackson and this guy right here.
Just trust me, this ain't Coach Jackson's first rodeo.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying, though. They, it might be little, but they got to get that work done.
We used to have to take the weights out on the field so we could get them all in.
Really?
It's a tiny weight room. What, 6
I'm not
squat
sure.
racks?
I'm not sure. They may have added a couple.
Yeah.
About 8 to 10 maybe.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
But they get to work in there.
Phenomenal episode. If you have not subscribed, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is a phenomenal episode, man. Evan's a new guy to the area, man. He was at St. X last year. He's at DeSales now, linebackers coach. But man, you're really wanting to advance. Or is that what would be like your dream like job as like a head coach?
So it's really hard to envision, but it's just first I want to do my homework on if the places that are open, but I would want to be at a coach or a place like D-Cells or, somewhere that has that stature, really building it, but I know you got to start lower. So open to anything where I can come in and build and have some players to work with, but, given the knowledge and the biggest and most important thing is having that staff around me though. So a place where I know that I'll have that football knowledge and the staff that I can build and want to come with me to do that.
And a lot of trust.
Do you have a timetable, like, say, in 5 years I want to be a head coach?
I think I could do it within 5 years or so, but I want to move on to the DC, so really focus on learning, linebacker position. Then if I'm offered the DC somewhere, take it if I feel that it's right, but really just focusing on season as it goes.
Great answer, man. Great answer. So if you're up and coming program and you want this guy, man, hit us up, man.
Hey, Coach Jackson may have something to say about that.
Hey, man, just stay with Jackson as long as you can, man, until he tells you, hey,
you're definitely
free.
going to learn a lot from Coach Jackson.
That's my goal, is to be with Coach Jackson and work with. I believe in what he's doing. Believe in the system, the culture that he's building. He's a guy that I gravitate towards. I think we have the same mindset on how we think, and we're his organization. I love that. Everything's boom, boom, boom.
So you're learning. You're stacking good days.
Absolutely. So really learning from him, picking things, and just being under his wing right now, and just being the defensive guy, and following his lead.
So there's something that's really in the back of my mind that I want to know. Is Ashland Blazer on the schedule anytime soon?
I'm not sure. That'd be a long drive.
That would be great.
It would be a good. The way that you're talking about that, it would be a great tool for these guys to understand the difference.
And a measuring stick.
And measuring. That's what I'm saying.
Where you're at as a program. I mean, those guys are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Damn near 9 out of 10 years, they're right there.
At least 9 to 10 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Ashland Blazer, if you're listening, D-Sales got a couple openings coming up in a couple years.
Hey, it's been a phenomenal episode, man. Absolutely. This is what we're trying to do is bring awareness to the young guys, man, that are coming up in this game. Kyle Perry's another young guy, man. He's over at Bellarmine doing great things over there, offensive coordinator. You might want to get with him, talk with him. Kyle, I'll hook you up and give him.
Kyle went to DeSales too, so he knows the expectations.
he knows the expectations. Yeah. But man, I put so much stuff on him. You know what I mean? Because you know what I told Kyle? I said, man, you're a Hall of Fame coach, man. At a high school level, I told him that because you know what I mean. You got to have those guys. And I told him this. I will have your back every call that you make because you got to have that guy. You know what I mean? Who was your guy that you could be like, if I messed up, who would be that guy you could turn to on your staff?
That's right. It's Coach Long, Jerry Long. He's
Jerry Long.
Okay. At Atherton now.
Okay.
He's my guy.
There you go.
And if I messed up, a lot of times I would blame it on him.
Jerry, if you hear that, man.
Jerry knows. No, seriously. And he's a defense coordinator now.
Yeah.
He was a linebackers coach. He was a D-line coach. Now he's got his turn. That's the way it works. You groom guys. He's getting groomed.
Yep.
You were groomed. I was groomed. That's the way it is. If you got a good head coach, Coach Jackson being one of those guys,
absolutely,
you want to see your guys be successful, whether it's with your team or with somebody else. You want to see them move on. The greatest day as a coach's life is seeing his guys move on, move up and on, and be a coordinator, be a head coach. I mean, you're a young guy, so a lot of your players haven't got there yet.
Still in
but
college,
I've got players who are coaching now, and I mean it's a great feeling. You know, number one, seeing them walk across the stage is great. Seeing them playing NFL is even greater. I just had one going to my favorite team, the Steelers. So, but you know, and then seeing them come back and be coaches, it's really. I mean, you coming back and being coaches, I'm sure your high school coaches.
Over the moon,
absolutely over the moon. I mean, it's like they're like your kids, man.
Yeah,
they really are.
Yeah, phenomenal episode, man.
Coming back and coaching with Coach Tackett was huge.
Oh.
I mean, we were so close when I was a player. Coming back, I mean, we were just even closer.
And however you felt, trust me, Chad feels the exact same way. Yeah. It's a great feeling.
Man,
you'll get there one of these days.
I was getting yelled at when I was on the field, and I was getting yelled at when I was up in the box. So not much.
Some things don't change.
What's the personnel?
Some things don't change.
Yeah.
You'll get there one of these.
Phenomenal episode, man. There's so much meat on the bone still to talk with this guy.
I could talk to this dude for
man,
another hour.
Yeah, we could, man. And this is the Derby episode, man. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. We're going to get off, man. We're going to talk to this guy as much as we can and just pick his brain. And Coach, you're phenomenal, man. You're excited.
We will be at DeSales for a game.
Yeah, man.
And
phenomenal
you can lock it in, write it down, put it in chalk, put it in Sharpie. We will be at a DeSales game. I'm so excited. I love Coach Jackson. I love what he's doing. I coached the DeSales, so I've got that feeling that it's going to be something special.
Let's go.
I'm glad you're a part of it. Really.
This is the Derby episode. It's already 40 minutes in, man. We could talk to this guy all day long.
Talk Derby to me, baby.
Talk Derby to me. Hey, Pin and Pull. Pin and Pull is my horse name. What's yours?
Dirty Watson.
Dirty Watson. What's yours?
Cobra to the boundary.
Cobra to the boundary. Defensive guys, man. Phenomenal episode. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe.
Yes.
Like I said, too much meat on the bone. You will come back, man. We got to have you back on.
Absolutely.
And without all the shenanigans that
we'll be back next week. Where are we going to be? We got a loaded
show
loaded.
Week. Make sure, loaded.
We got 4 episodes next week.
Yeah. We're going to be Bullet East,
North Bullet,
WEB Du Bois,
and the women's semi-pro team.
No, the professional.
They won 62-0.
62-0.
Wow.
Dominating.
Terry, we're coming.
Yeah, we're coming, man. Phenomenal. Hey, we're liquored up. We're having a good time, man. Like I said, Evan's going to be back in front of the podcast. You ever need anything, man, talk to that guy over there. He's a defensive-minded coach, man. I love it. Phenomenal episode. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. But like we always say, everyone has a story.
We're here for them to tell it.
Cleats to Whistle Podcast.